I forgot my
Okay.
iPad, man.
And I was
Oh,
saying a good
I was charging, so
God
We
bless
can use this.
Hello, everyone.
we have a,
The light. The light.
Fine.
You're late. There you go.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our city council meeting. It is Tuesday, September 16th, and it is 2:02 p.m. I call this meeting to order, and if we could also have the record reflect that we do have quorum. I will begin with agenda item number 2, or moving on to agenda item number 2, which we will have our invocation delivered by Pastor Craig Blakesley. I hope I said it right, with the Emmanuel Baptist Church here in Alice. Thank you, sir, and it's nice to see you again.
Well, thank you for allowing me to come again.
Yes.
I guess I should use this. I'm honored to be here, and I pray for you, and I'm thankful I get to pray for you today. And this past week, I've been thinking a lot about prayer and the power of it. And one of the things that Jesus said to his followers, his disciples, he says that pray and keep praying so that you don't give up. And the power of prayer is so amazing. The promises that God says to us as we seek Him in prayer. And so as we pray together, I prelude this with the thought of we don't pray just because it's some habit, but because there's such great benefit putting our hearts on the Lord and seeking Him. And I want to do that for you guys today. And I want to start by saying that a portion of the Lord's Prayer, if you want to say it with me, you can. I'm only going to say a couple of verses, just a couple parts of it. But Jesus said that this is how we should pray. And therefore, I think it's a good thing to pray like that, or maybe even to say those exact words, because he says that God will help those as we seek Him, and He'll even bring about justice for His chosen ones. When that's written in Scripture, it's like chosen ones are those who choose to love Him. We choose Him, and He chooses us. So, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And with that, I say, God, please help us today to do your will here. When you taught your followers to pray those prayers, it wasn't just so that you would merely be doing all the work, but you want to work through us, that your will would be done here on earth as it is in heaven through us. God, that today our leaders of our city, beloved leaders, God, thank you for them. We pray for them right now. Thank you so much for the time and the energy that they commit, that they sacrifice to improve, to protect, to better, to guide, to develop our community. Father, bless them. Bless this meeting. Father, that in the city of Alice we could say we did our best today, that your will would be done through us. And Lord, one of the things that I have been seeing in the country these last few years, especially these last few weeks, it's been tremendous. It's been really challenging for so many of us, is to see disunity and to see hatefulness and to see anger and violence. And God, in the name of Jesus, help us to be unified in our community, especially, Father, by your love. Won't you please saturate us with your love and fill us with your love and guide us by your love? Although sometimes we have different perspectives and different opinions, and we have different needs even, that God, you could just unify us by, even if we disagree, that we could still respect one another, we could be patient with one another and listen with hearts that are willing to listen. Not listening so that I can retaliate back and know how to fight you, but that I can know how to just work together. God, bless this meeting. Bless the decisions that are made. Guide each and every person that's a part of these decisions with your divine wisdom, Father. When we say, our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. God, you are holy. And you are mighty and powerful. So please, Father, won't you lead us in that holiness, because your love is holy, your love is pure, your love is perfect. And so we commit this time to you, and we thank you, God, that we could meet in this building with air conditioning, and it's safe. We have officers protecting us, Chief Garcia ready to protect us, and others all around us. Thank you, God, for this wonderful land that you give us, and thank you for our lives. So God, we pray this in the name of Jesus, knowing you hear us, and God, we thank you how you're going to guide us. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
God bless you. God bless this
Gracias.
meeting. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
rest of the day.
Thank you, Pastor Craig.
If we can please face the flag and place our hand over our heart. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor. All right. We move on to agenda item 3, public comments. I do not see anything before me in reference to public comments. We'll move on to agenda item number 4, presentations. 4.1, presentation and discussion on grant overview. Mr. Esparza.
Oh, I'm sorry. Desiree, we sent her to a training,
Oh,
and so we're going to, I asked to table that agenda item so she can be here to present all the grants we're working on.
okay. Well, thank you. We'll table this agenda item. Council, everyone okay with that? Okay.
Do we make a motion to table or?
We don't have.
No.
No.
Okay. Agenda item number 5, consent agenda. All consent agenda items are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the governing body so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and voted on separately. 5.1, discuss, consider, and act upon approval of city council minutes for August 19, 2025, August 26, 2025, and September 5th, 2025, city council meetings. Council?
May I make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you, council. Agenda item number 6, individual consideration. 6.1, your presentation from BKCW Insurance Company to discuss, consider, and act upon renewal of contract with Blue Cross Blue Shield for group employee, medical including stop-loss insurance, administrative services, third-party administrative services, pharmacy benefit manager, teledoc, dental, vision, life insurance, and establishing funding levels for insurance premiums and setting rates for any affiliated agencies, physicians, and elected officials for insurance plan for fiscal year 2026 at the fully funded, fully insured premium, authorizing city manager to negotiate and sign any and all documents. Hi.
Mayor and Council, we have Tad Adora with BKCW Insurance Benefits to present on this item.
And we have a PowerPoint.
You do have a PowerPoint, and I do have handouts, Madam Mayor and council members. I appreciate you being here. You already,
We do have it.
all right. Again, my name's Tad Doro. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today, and as part of my routine consulting processes, I like to kind of give an update of where we came from in my process and where I began and where we go. And so hopefully you'll see that as a pattern throughout my tenure with you all. So if you kind of just give me a few minutes here on slide number 1, when we received the renewal immediately upon contracting with the city, the original renewal was 31.24%. 24.9% of that was just the stop-loss premium, an increase in stop-loss premium, and 30% of that represented the claims value increase. We were able to quickly go into negotiations and reduce the stop-loss to 15% and reduce claim value to plus 16.5% with a slight network change, and also get a billing credit included for $40,000 that will be credited before the end of this year. Year of 2025, not fiscal year. Just to kind of highlight kind of where you all came from, in 2024, the United Healthcare to Blue Cross Blue Shield transition, there was an estimated cost of about $2.3 million, 1.8 to 2.2 million of that being claims and fixed costs being $480,000. What you'll typically see in any self-funded plan is about 70 to 75% of the cost is the actual claims that we're paying versus the fixed costs. So I always like to use the term control the controllables. claims are not what we can control. We can control some things through plan design, but many things we can't control. And so we try to work on the fixed cost to lower that as much as possible. And then we also try to educate and mitigate those claims costs as we go forward. And so you'll see that illustration of those expected costs. And then what everybody likes to see is how much does it actually cost the employees? And so, oh, my apologies. I didn't know that I didn't know who was doing it. Sorry. There we go. And so I always show the current plans, which are the columns B and C there. Next, where we are currently and how much does it cost the employee. And then what it looks like, how we've built the plan out and the plan. So I mentioned that we did change the network. On the base plan, Blue Cross Blue Shield has a fairly new network that they've been working on called Blue Essentials. It is an HMO-based network. And this isn't our HMO from the 80s and 90s, or our parents' HMO, as I like to say. It's truly a broad network, but it requires that primary care physician first, meaning we want and know that the lowest cost of care begins with a primary care physician. Today, that's the easiest access point after telemedicine. And so a lot of times, a lot of diabetes management, a lot of weight management, a lot of blood pressure, a lot of those things can be managed just under your primary care physician before going to a specialist visit. What we've seen over the past few years is a rise in people self-directing into specialty care, and specialty clinics being overburdened with a lot of self-directed. And so allowing that primary care physician to really kind of work through that and get those members into the care they need with guidance from that. A primary care physician also always recommends that we get our annual physical, whether well man, well woman exam, and chronologizes all of those things that we need to know. So we also, one of the BKCW kind of standards that we try to implement in all of our groups is a zero copay telemedicine benefit, because we want access to care 24/7 to be the lowest cost possible at a free option, okay? And we know that so many things can be handled with telemedicine. I'm always famous for saying our family always goes to Rockport for the 4th of July. And for the first 5 years of my children's life, one of them would always get an ear infection at 4:45 on the 4th of July. And the only Walgreens is all the way
Yep.
on the far side of Corpus Christi that's open on the 4th of July. But so many of those things. And then our next level in aligning with that primary care physician first model is getting that primary care physician copay down to $10. So if you'll see, it used to be $40. So we're lowering that copay to kind of really incentivize members to say, okay, yes, I got to go to a primary care physician first before I can go to this specialist. But instead of paying $40, I only have to pay $10 for that visit. And then we do raise the ER copay. A lot of emergency rooms are popping up on corners, and they say emergency, signature care, urgent care, premier care. And those emergency rooms are very white glove. And what we find is they don't always charge the copay or the member their cost share. They charge the health plan, and they go into dispute resolution to get as much money as they can. And so we want to discourage people from going there as a resort. You know, we know that ER is a place that I always like to say the best way to get to the ER is by ambulance or without something. And, you know, I don't mean that, you know, to be critical of anybody, but ER has become a low-cost access to care. And so by providing lower-cost access to care in telemedicine and primary care and other areas, we're hoping to steer people away from those ER centers as much as possible. And then we also included a biosimilar mandatory on that. You may see commercials for Humira or Taltz or Stelara. These are very commonly prescribed multi-point drugs that are often $6,000 a month. And they have biosimilars now. We don't call them generics, they're biosimilars. They cost plans about $1,000, and Blue Cross Blue Shield now has the ability to manage that. So it saves the plan a lot of money when someone uses that biosimilar, or what we would all call a generic one day, $1,000 versus a $5,000 drug. So, and this is the illustrated rates that we're finalizing with the city on this. Any questions on plan design changes, plans, anything like that?
Council, any questions?
The next thing that I will highlight, if there's no questions,
You have no question.
is our renewal timeline. This year was very fast-paced. We were hired just a little over a month ago. And, you know, we don't typically work in this tight timeline. It's not comfortable for anybody. It's not comfortable for a city. It's not comfortable for an employer. So we've already started beginning our 26, 27 planning timeline.
Okay.
As part of our consulting partnerships, we have access to some different training expos that we'll invite your staff to, and that'll be in February and March. And then we anticipate providing you all renewal illustrations in June, giving you all the opportunity to finalize those decisions in July. That way it's well done before your budget season.
Yes.
And we can also get your employees enrolled about a month and a half earlier than they're used to, and really be able to educate them about plan design and options for care versus where we are right now. And so, number one, I want you to know that that's our process that we live by within our organization, and we're going to do our best to support your employees under this short timeline, but what the real secret to the sauce comes next year. So I look forward to serving that.
Council, any questions? Mr. Beltran?
Can you come back to me, Mayor?
Sure. Mr. Molina?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Mrs. Bowen?
No, I appreciate you letting us know about the timeline there. I appreciate the rush on this too and getting this all to us. The telecall, you said that was zero copay? And is that for in-network telecalls or?
It's with MD Live, which is built into the Blue Cross Blue Shield partnership.
Okay,
So MD Live is a telemedicine app that you can access either through the Blue Cross Blue Shield app or through MD Live online.
okay,
And it allows you to have a zero cost copay with an in-state physician.
okay.
So if you're in Texas, it will be a physician that's in the state of Texas. That's mandatory by state law.
Good,
If you're in Florida at Disney World, it's going to be a Florida doctor.
okay,
And so these are real docs. And this is a way for docs to make a little bit extra money on the side. I'll be real honest with that. And so they contract with MD Live, and they can turn it off and on almost kind of like an Uber driver, to where they can say, you know, I'm off today, or I'm sitting at waiting for baseball to be done and an hour and a half practice. I'll take as many calls as I can during that period. And so they get paid a price per call, and MD Live coordinates that and provides the technology behind that.
with,
And typically it is almost like a FaceTime call.
yeah, with zero copay for our,
Zero copay, and you can call as many times as you want.
that's good to know, because I know that was a question that was asked of me to make sure we had some kind of telecall. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Garza?
The, going back on the telecall real quick, and just to clarify for me, if, say for example, in the middle of the night, you have a child that's sick or something like that, that's where the telecall comes in? So you can just call them anytime, and it's like going to a doctor's visit,
Yes.
but without having to deal with a waiting time or
Without having
copay or
to
any
get
of that?
dressed, go somewhere, you're uncomfortable already, those kind of things. I liken it to that first line of defense. They may not be able to solve 100% of what's going on, but I'm sure there's a couple mothers in the room, and you know when your child needs penicillin, a steroid, or whatnot, just as much as any doctor. because you know what fixes them. Hey, they've got a runny nose, they've got an earache, I can feel it, kind of thing. And so being able to communicate that with the doctor is imperative, especially with children. Some small children under 2, and if it's not easily diagnosed, they may say, look, do these couple things, make an appointment, or go to an urgent care at a reasonable time, okay? If it's really bad, they may say go to ER. It's okay. The typical wait time does get a little bit longer in the middle of the night, but I've done it. And it's still faster than going to the local ER or waiting for urgent care to open up at 9 a.m.
And
I'm a
typically
huge
they are
believer in it.
24/7. I mean,
Yes, it's 24/7, 365.
got it.
And these doctors are also able to issue prescriptions and all that good
Yes.
stuff.
Non FDA or not FDA, what is it?
Narcotic?
Non-narcotic, yeah. So it's typically your steroid, antibiotic, those
Simple
kind of
stuff.
things.
Yeah.
Solve all those Texas allergies and inflammations and things like that.
And I guess I'm kind of just stating all of this to piggyback on what you were saying, to make it clear that if you wake up one day and you're sick and you don't want to, you call your doctors, he's like, well, we've got an opening next month.
Right.
Well, instead of going to the urgent care or emergency room, then you can now use the
Right.
telemark, and it's free.
It also saves the employees that copay.
Yes.
For something that's minor, that's not.
Yes.
So I guess I didn't have too much of a question, just too much as to clarify for everybody.
Confirmation.
But I do appreciate you and all the work your team did here.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
thank you.
It's our pleasure.
I just wanted for clarification earlier, we do have a copay for urgent care facilities that our employees are able to go to those facilities. It was the emergency room visits that are going up with a deductible and
Yes.
so on. Okay,
And that's,
and,
I hate to beat up emergency rooms, but I don't know when the last time you've been to one. I had to go to one in March. My best friend went to an ER. He had symptoms of vertigo for the second time, could not really speak, could not do anything, and vomiting. And he sat in the ER for 2 hours, and my best friend's wife called me and said, hey, can you get here and help us? I can't leave him alone. And so I went, and it was full of flu-like symptom stuff. He ended up being in that hospital and going through everything for 3 days without any major diagnosis other than they saying that he had migraines.
Huh.
He didn't look good Saturday, but he wanted to go home because he was tired of being in the hospital. Sunday still wasn't better and was even worse. Went to another hospital. That ER immediately recognized that he was having a stroke.
Oh, sure.
That same ER saw him 5 weeks prior. Okay? Under the same symptoms. And I say that because people make mistakes, and these are doctors. And when those emergency rooms are overfilled with what we would all probably consider minor emergencies compared to a stroke or a heart attack or missing leg or something that's happened major, this helps reduce that impact and allows those emergency rooms and their personnel to really focus on the really critical needs that need to be isolated in those scenarios. Because that hospital administrator, I was able to help, but he felt horrible when he found out that he was having a stroke and it was missed. Because they're trained to look for that. And he's doing okay. He's lost a lot of what he had.
the other thing that I had noticed on our plans, and again, thank you to our staff and our administration and yourself working together to try to put this together and negotiate some better, as best as we could.
Correct.
And I noticed the HMOs state pretty much didn't change a whole lot, but it was on the PPO plan, and that on the employee and spouse was the one that was a little bit more. But you said I was just kind of curious.
The largest percentage of members enrolled are in employee-only and children.
Okay.
Don't,
And I think I saw the one with the employee and family, that y'all tried to keep that very
Yes.
reasonable, so I appreciate that. I know it was difficult because it was kind of hard to do that in that time frame. So I'm so glad we'll be prepared next year.
Yes.
Better prepared. So thank you to everyone.
and with the city manager and your staff's permission, I'm happy to come back also kind of in the winter and kind of give a more detailed, if y'all have a workshop, kind of go through the map and do kind of a deeper dive with you all if that's something that you all would like to see. Because I think it's imperative for everyone involved to understand not only just how much it costs the employee, but where do the impacts make? And what can the city do long-term to impact this? Because just like milk, eggs, beer, bread, everything else, healthcare is on the rise. And it's at an exponential pace that's very hard to keep up.
Well,
I
thank
have
you.
One more question, if you don't mind. What is the cost change for the employee, though, with this plan?
So on the base plan, there's zero cost change for the employee.
On the base, okay?
On the high plan or buy-up plan, it's roughly $22 a paycheck, $44 a month.
Okay.
That's for employee only. On the base plan, for employee spouse, it's $2 and some change higher per check. For employee children, also a little over $2 a paycheck. And then for employee plus family, a little over $5 per paycheck on the base plan.
Okay.
On the preferred buy-up plan, it is a little bit more substantial, but that plan does cost a lot more
Yeah,
to operate.
okay, I just wanted the
We actually have
breakdown.
0 members on spouse, children, or family on the buy-up plan today.
Okay. Mr. Benthan, you had it?
I guess I have like a two-part question. So what was the time frame that you guys had to work on this? When did you start working on this proposal?
August 19th is when we were awarded, and I received everything that evening.
Okay,
And
so from yeah,
then to Friday at 5 o'clock was the last phone call with the city manager.
yeah, that's amazing. So you mentioned something about the secret sauce. So what do we have to look forward to in the future as far as, are the rates going to get better or,
Well,
coverages? What is
I
that?
would. I always want rates to improve.
Sure.
But in order for rates to improve, we have to control the controllables, right?
All right.
And so that comes with education and health. So I think if we were to look out 3 to 5 years from now, how do we get there?
Right.
And that's kind of a workshop. Like, what are we willing to change? There's some articles about the city of Copperas Cove. They're a client of ours. They have a 10% trend line, not year over year, but over 12 years with us. But they charge for tobacco. They require everybody to participate in a wellness plan or pay a penalty. And the wellness plan is not like, it's not running marathons. I mean, you don't have to run anything to get credit for being part of it. You can just show up to the lunch and learns and get enough credit to get the wellness benefit. So, but it's those key things that have allowed them to build in that trend line, because we have been programmed for the past 20 plus years by the healthcare industry to use it like it's a gift card. Like, if it's going to run out if I don't use it, okay? When we think about our healthcare as an American Express that we owe at the end of the month, because American Express, everybody knows most of them you got to pay every month. That's really how healthcare works. And we're fortunate in this area, and y'all are fortunate to be able to be in a network area that we have access to some great care and some partners like Community Action I think that, once I get into the details of it, I think that there's probably a lot of members that already use community action as a source of healthcare. We might be able to increase that partnership with them. We may be able to increase partnerships around pharmacy control. Because if pharmacy is 25-30% of that cost every year, and we can cut that in half, now we cut the total bill in a substantial amount of money. And so it's really, how do we control those things that we can control? We can't control when someone's going to have a heart attack or be diagnosed with cancer. But we can control and educate when people get their wellness exams and when they're diagnosed with those things. Stage 1 cancer, stage 2 cancer always costs less than stage 4. Because in America, we fix everything. And we go at it guns blazing. But that's the way we treat things at healthcare. If you end up in the ER and you have a major diagnosis, we're throwing everything at it.
So do you
That's what
see,
we have to try to kind of get people in a mindset of.
so do you see yourself implementing or recommending any of those, like COVID?
We're going to go through all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
And the city manager, with his knowledge
Gonna be,
of healthcare
Okay.
as well,
because it-
I think that we'll be able to put together a really customized plan that really benefits the city long term.
Yeah, try to be a little bit more proactive than reactive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
okay, any other questions, council? Okay, if there's no further, no, this one's not, is this one action? I forgot, yeah. Yeah, so if there's no further questions or discussion, I'll entertain a motion on the renewal.
Yeah.
And do we, go ahead, you tell
It
us,
would probably be best to approve the agenda item as presented.
as presented, okay. Council?
Mayor, make a motion that we approve the agenda item as presented.
As second.
Thank you.
Okay. We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed?
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you,
Thank you. Motion carries. Thank you, council.
Safe on your travels.
6.2, discuss, consider, and act upon adopting a resolution opting to participate in the new national opioids settlement with Purdue, adopting the Texas term sheet, allowing the city manager to execute all necessary documents and take all necessary action on behalf of the city of Alice.
Mayor, this is just one of several steps in regards to the opioid MDL, the multi-district litigation. That right now this is Purdue, and there's about 8 generics. I think you had gotten the email. I had sent you a link to the Attorney General's website so you can read it. And really, it's just in the process that if we approve this, adopt the resolution, then we're going to be eligible for payments from the state of Texas. It also allows the state of Texas expands their opportunities or the amount of money that they can get, the more of us that are involved in it. And so recommendation of staff is that you go ahead and give you approve the involvement in those settlements, and that you give the city manager to execute the auction.
Okay. Council, any questions or discussion? Mr. Beltran?
I'm good.
Mr. Munoz?
No, ma'am, thank you.
No,
Mrs.
thank you.
Bowen? Mr. Garza?
No, ma'am, thank you.
Okay, if there's no further discussion or questions, I'll entertain a motion in reference to this agenda item.
Mayor, I make a motion to adopt a resolution opting to participate in the new national opioid settlement with Purdue, adopting the Texas term sheet, allowing the city manager to execute all necessary documents and take all necessary action on behalf of the city of Alice.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you, council. Thank you, Mr. Lemon. 6.3, discuss, consider, and act upon, A, ratifying the city and county request for $100,000 in state fiscal year ramp grant funds from the Texas Department of Transportation. TxDOT Office of Aviation for routine maintenance projects and for other lower-cost airport improvements. B, committing the city's half of the required 10% match of the 11,111.11 And C, authorizing the city manager and city attorney to sign all grant-related documents.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is a yearly ramp grant, which is in your packet, the routine airport maintenance program. So this is the grant that used to be, they would provide $50,000, now they're providing $100,000, and they're asking for a 10% match. And the reason the number's $11,111.11 is it's actually a 90%. They'll pay 90%, and one thing I can figure is they wanted to make it an even $100,000 they pay. So the actual grant is for $111,111.11. That makes them an even $100,000. We cover the rest, and that's why it comes out with that number. This was presented to the county, and they approved it. We split that with the county, the $11,000. And these are ongoing yearly grants. It allows us to do routine airport maintenance, like some paving and some lighting and things that need to get done, and some things at the terminal building. The focus is usually on the air side first and then land side second. But this is where a lot of the funds to keep the airport up to par come from.
I saw for the aprons too, right?
Aprons also.
Council, any questions? Mr. Beltra? Mr. Molina?
No, good, thank you.
Mrs. Bowen?
So it's 10% match, the county's paying half of that 11,000? Okay, that's what I understood, okay. Thank you.
Mr. Garza?
So we write a check for $5,555, that's it? All righty.
Better than 11.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, if there's no further discussion or questions in reference to this agenda item, council, I'll entertain a motion. Council,
Okay, Mayor, I make a motion to approve. Do I have to read all of that? I guess I would, right? The ratify the city and county request of $100,000 in state fiscal year 26 ramp grant funds from the Texas Department of Transportation, Office of Aviation for routine maintenance projects and for other lower cost airport improvements. B, committing the city's half of the required 10% match of $11,111.11. And C, authorizing the city manager and city attorney to sign all grant-related documents.
Second.
okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you, council. 6.4, discuss, consider, and act upon approving an agreement by and between the City of Alice, Texas, and Hawes Hill and Associates LLP, authorizing city manager to negotiate and sign necessary documents.
Oh, this is the TERS?
Yes.
This is the TERS.
TERS.
The terms.
Give you all a little bit of background on this, that it's the Saddle Creek TERS, and that the individual that owned the property and a portion of his TERS got foreclosed on in bankruptcy. Mr. Marquez had bought it. He's here today. And that he was looking at ways to assist in development of the property. In the past, what we've had is we've had people postulate, consider, maybe in 10 years. Mr. Marquez wants to begin construction on the property right now. There's one thing that kind of confronts him is that when the TERS was drafted and prepared last time, it really wasn't done correctly or properly. So we need to address that issue. And Mr. Marquez put us in touch with the Hawes Hill and Associates, and it's a firm that he's had some dealings with in the past. They're out of the Houston area and have done quite a bit of plan development work up there. We've had a few meetings with them here in the city of Alice. We've had a video conference with them last meeting, and I apologize to the council members that weren't able to attend, but we had some council members and mayor there. Of course, we couldn't have any more council members there because then it would have been a walking quorum and we would be in trouble.
Correct.
And so what we did is they came down and they expressed what they were doing. Mr. Marquez talked generally about his plans, and actually more than generally, specifically on cost per unit and things like that, and that we need to amend the, long and short of it, we need to amend the TERS. These people seem to be pretty professional, and they're going to charge us $25,000, which is a pass-through cost. They charge us, then we turn around and we charge Mr. Marquez to reimburse us for that $25,000 for amendment or creation of his TERS. And then we just go forward from there. And Mr. Marquez, if we get this cleaned up, how quickly did you say you were going to start?
Start right away. We already did the engineering, so we just need to push the bids out to get into infrastructure.
And I'm going to speak out of turn, Mr. Marquez. I'm going to tell him a few of the neat things you want to do out there. He wants to, instead, rather than using a asphalt road surface, he wants to go ahead and have poured concrete out there, the road surface. And I think that about 169,000 is what you're looking at.
3 to 1,250 square foot homes, starting price 165.
So actually less than what I had said. And tell the council, tell the world where this property is located.
Do you want to come up to the front?
Yeah, come on up here, Mr. Marquez.
How you doing today? Thank you for giving me this time. Thank you. Where's that? Goliad and Duval, in between the two streets over there by the levee. But I'm really excited about it. I think I've spoken this here before. My mom was born in Den Bosch. We built on the ranch. It's been in the family. My mom's 91, so she was born there. And so we built on the ranch 4 years ago. So I've been coming up and down Analysis ever since a kid. Jumped the football fence, played football on it when I was a little boy, and had some fun. Had to check and make sure. But anyhow, a lot of passion. I've built houses and real estate development, community development since 1995. I built in my dad's backyard, and now I'm here building in my mom's backyard. It's a personal something I wanted to do. Affordable housing is immensely needed all over the country. The nation says they need 4 million. I hear Alice needs 300. The city of Houston needs 300,000. Beeville needs 100 homes annually over the next 5 years. Cameron County, we're going to go down there. The Cameron Housing Finance Director wants us to go look at building 42 lots for them. So there's just so much needs to be done. What we're trying to do is bring a parity of quality of housing, keep it affordable, and make it something. And we're looking at this new technology, and I think we wrote it down, SCIP, which is structured concrete insulated panel. And what I like about it, if you want to buy a $550,000 house, then, you can do SCIP with no problem. But when you try to get it into the affordable market, it's a little bit more difficult. But it's hurricane proof. It's fireproof. It's environmentally sound. And I was in Rockport. I saw one at $500,000. It was noonday. All they had is mini splits, and it was 70 degrees inside, and the mini splits weren't even on. So it's insurance. In some parts of the country, it'll reduce a homeowner's insurance by 70%. These are some of the things we look at the holistic approach about trying to make it affordable for our families.
And go ahead, Mike.
Yeah,
That
so,
skip is, I'm sorry, is it bulletproof as well? Or?
yes, sir, it's bulletproof.
Nah.
Yes. As you can see, right now, we're at we can do it like
cow?
$177 a foot for multifamily. That's easy. I can build that all day long. But even at $177 a foot, that's just no way for affordable. So we're trying to get it down to around $100 a foot, And we're close. I think we can get there. But yes, I think I started my working in community development off 552 units. And the Southwest Cholos was the largest gain in the city of Houston at that time. And so it was only 33% occupied. We went to 80% in like 9 months, but we brought all these social and educational programs to it. But knowing the apartment industry and it being bulletproof, how many moms would be happy for the kids? Yeah, you're concerned who your neighbor is, but you're not as much as concerned if it'll stop a bullet. Sorry.
let's just add that
They
we don't have to worry about stopping bullets
Not in this.
in the city
Right.
of Alice, but
We
it
have a
never hurts.
wonderful chief of police over there that
That's right.
agrees, right, chief?
Right, okay.
It's good to have.
And so this,
Quick question. Go ahead.
so how many units?
There you go.
42.
42 units right now.
Yes, sir.
And your intention is if you're able to get this up and running, and then you'll have other construction, you're looking at other pieces of property.
Yes, sir. Other constructions, looking to expand it.
And where is this property located specifically?
Well, Duval and Goliad, and it goes all the way down to, the other properties go all the way down to the levee.
Got nothing else?
You said the minimum starting price would be 65?
165,000.
Oh, man, I heard wrong. Just kidding. 165. Wow, I was going to say, wow, that's really cheap.
You should see the gentleman in Port Aransas says, when you get it to 165,000 below that, come build it for me and I'll sell them for 500,000.
Right.
We wouldn't leave money on the table, gentlemen, like that.
So, I hate to ask this question
ma'am.
because it's a guesstimate, really. Completion date, more or less. What are your
Year and a half out.
a year and a half out?
The beauty about, if I can get the skip home down to the price point, some builders, because it's interesting, I've seen 3 or 4 manufacturers across the country, Mexico City, and some of the contractors says we can build 10 a month. 10 a month. Can you imagine? I'd be happy with 5 a month.
Right.
It's going to take us longer to put in the infrastructure than it is to build the
Exactly.
houses. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Kind of crazy thinking.
I know, and I think it was 2010 was the last housing study that I've seen. And obviously, Alice does need that housing, even till this day, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there's a new one out there, Michael, or not, a housing study that you've seen since 2010?
Oh, there was an update that the EDC did.
They did
Yes.
do one?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm sure it's the same, but I appreciate you. I really do, developing and investing in our community.
Thank you, ma'am.
And so once again, this is what this consultant Haas Hill and Associates is going to be working on, the creation of the TERS. It'll come back in the form of an ordinance to you guys with the boundaries set forth and the creation ordinance for it, and then we'll determine the board for that. And then after that, we'll have a development agreement, and they have to have a financing plan. So there's a lot of other steps that will happen. This is just the beginning of it, but it'll come back in the form of a creation document, creation ordinance later on.
Did I hear correctly, we would be reimbursed the 25?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I get for bringing a buddy of mine up to Alice, from Dallas for 30 years. Oh, yeah, I want the contract with you, and he'll pay for it.
Yeah, that's
Appreciate
kind of how it worked, yeah.
That's how it works.
I appreciate that. All right.
Anything
Good
else?
deal.
No, I think we're good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
ma'am.
Marcus, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay, I was asked by the mayor to finish up just because she had to recuse herself, so. Item 6.4, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor Pro Tem, I'd like to make a motion to approve an agreement by and between the City of Alice, Texas, and Haas Hill and Associates LLP, authorizing the city manager to negotiate and sign necessary documents.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, motion passes.
Thank you.
Keep on going.
Cynthia?
You can open the next one while I go get it.
Yeah, there's that.
Okay. I'll open 6.5, presentation discussion from Fire Chief Patrick Thomas regarding statistics for the second quarter calls for service.
I saw you get up and I knew exactly why. I was like, I forgot.
Mayor and Council, I know the agenda says it's a second quarter statistics. I already did that report for you guys back in July.
Thank you.
We're so excited about all the stuff we do that we got a little excited and got a little ahead of ourselves. So we're actually in our third quarter right now. We're about to finish our third quarter.
Right.
And so at our next council meeting, I'll have a third quarter statistics report for you guys. So if you do need a copy as a reminder from the second quarter statistics, I can get that to you guys. But we've already done that for you in July. So what I passed out, that's just a little postcard that we had made. In my second quarter statistics report, I mentioned that we had a crew that was
Right.
in Fredericksburg at the time. And so that's just a little picture that the Dallas Morning News took of our guys out there on one of the days that they were doing some work out there. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. So you
Thank
guys
you.
Other than that, that's all I have for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it.
Okay, so you didn't open 6.6?
No.
Okay, 6.6. Here discuss and act upon a presentation by Alice Police Chief Eden Garcia concerning staffing, operations, intergovernmental cooperation, equipment, usage, procurement, and crime/arrests, presentation data of the Alice Police Department.
Just real quick, and Mayor, thank you for having me, members of the council, also thank you for having me here today, our distinguished attorney, Mr. John Lemon.
Where?
So, a couple of things I'd like just to go over with you. Our first quarter stats, I gave them in our first quarter, at the end of first quarter. Our second quarter stats, you're gonna see something similar. So, we had burglary of a habitation, this second quarter, we had 7. Compared to our first quarter, we had 6. So it increased by 1. Our vehicle burglaries, we went up to 17. When our first quarter, we had 11, so we saw an increase of 6. Burglary of a building, we had 7 our second quarter. And our first quarter, we had 11. So we saw that one go down. Aggravated assaults, our first quarter we had 10, and our second quarter we had 4. So we saw a decrease there. Alarm calls, so this is stores, business owners that have alarmed homes. We naturally respond. So first quarter we had 144. This quarter we had 244, so it went up exactly 100. Arrest, first quarter we had 192. This quarter we had 90. And as far as accidents go, we had our first quarter 128. This quarter we had 99. So that's major and minor accidents. So when I include accidents at HEB, Dollar Store, fender benders that we call them, those are the types of accidents also that we include in these numbers. We also just received another grant, STEP grant, to continue with our operation. That one's for $12,000, so that'll go to overtime. So that's what we have on that. I'd like to just finish off, as you know, we had a homicide that occurred on September 10th, and you had 2 parties, one from Orange Grove and one from Hebron. And you don't have to take it from me, but these officers did a great job. They did a wonderful job. If you see them, just thank them for what they did. They did a really fine job. For a while, we didn't think we'd be able to solve it, but we've invested a lot of money in the technology side, and that's what saved us. We have what we call LPRs out throughout our city, so it was able to track where the car went. And that's how we were able to follow it from here to all the way to Hebronville. And Jim Wells also helped us out with that, and all the way back by LPRs. And that's how we were able to solve them. In each LPR, I think we've paid $10,000 for each machine that we have. And we have quite a few. I won't tell you how many we have, but we do have quite a few in the city. And it's not just the case, it's the officers that responded. Most of them, or some of them, were on vacation, and they came on their own time. And they worked on this case all night, all day. They started at 7:30, they arrived. They didn't leave till Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. They slept a couple of hours, came back out. By Friday morning, they already had this case solved. They were in Hebronville. We had 2 teams that went from Hebron to Hebronville from here. So we had a total of 10 officers that responded. They conducted the search warrants in Hebron, and they came back almost at midnight Saturday morning. So again, they were off on vacation. They were with their families, but they decided they wanted to come and help our community and help their fellow officers. So to see that as a chief, I don't know how to thank him enough. But I had to share that story with you because I want you to know as a council what these officers do each and every day. And as a chief, I can't be more proud. I've always said that, I'd love to take the credit, but it's the group of people that we have that have made a difference. Are we perfect at everything? We're not. I'll always tell you that. But together we are perfect, and they did a great job. So thank you, and thank you for having me. Thank you for having me as your chief, because means a lot to me to see the officers go to this depths that they went to solve this case, and the unity of our
And
department.
Chief is there working day out, day in and night in also. So when I talk to him at 10 o'clock at night, he's working. And sometimes I call him at 7 o'clock in the morning, and he's just getting up and with an hour of sleep. So he does it too. So good job,
Thank
Chief,
you,
on
sir.
that.
Thank you. No, I've always felt that if my officers or my coworkers are out there, I have to be there with them. So that night, we didn't go to bed till 8 o'clock, and then we had Memorial, it was the 9/11, and I apologize, I wasn't there, but we had been up all night and all day. So, but thank you, sir, and thank you for your leadership, and thank you for seeing it through. Thank you all so much. I just wanted to share that with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief,
Thank
and is it Policewoman Month?
Correct. So it is, and we did have a post.
Officer, yeah.
And I didn't have pictures because they're very funny, right? They don't like to. I said to myself, we will have pictures on our next. We need to have those pictures out and get all our department to have pictures. I think it's important and for people to know who they are. And but we will, and it is, and it was, but we did honor them, and we will continue to honor them every day, man, because they do an outstanding job. But thank you so much for
Well,
bringing.
thank you to all of y'all for
Of course.
everything y'all do. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Women, Policewoman Day.
Officers, yeah.
Do y'all have a professional group picture of all your officers? Or is it just by department? You don't have any pictures like that in groups?
No, we don't. So my plan is to break it down to the chief, to the lieutenants, to the sergeants, to the corporals, and then have a departmental patrol, dispatch, then your criminal investigation division, then your animal control. So we'll eventually have everybody. So that's my next big project.
Do we have individual pictures already?
Ma'am, we don't have any
that-
pictures, ma'am.
Well, come on.
I know.
So we can showcase, happy birthday.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Beltran.
It's so nice to put a face with the names and
Yes,
stuff
ma'am,
like
it
that
is.
in our community, even though we probably know every single one of them in a.
But a lot of our community don't.
Yes, that's
Because we
right.
have a lot of new officers.
That's
And
right.
so, and it was something, and it brought to mind that I did have a post that went out. We did post it on our social media, and one person asked, no pictures, So I felt, wow, you
That
made
wasn't
a
me, I
point,
didn't
and I saw that. So I will have pictures.
No.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all so
Yes.
much.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
Thank all your officers, thank you.
Agenda item 6.7, here status report on August 2025 month-end financial statements,
Very good.
summary of funds, and delivery of August 2025 check registers. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council. I know y'all have seen a lot of Vanessa and myself a lot, so I'll just try and go through these pretty quick. I know we've been going over numbers a lot. I appreciate everything y'all do. Here we are, the 11th month, ending August 31st, 2025. Our general fund revenues are $11,679,285. Property tax budget was $2,832,466, and year-to-date, we showed $2,901,801. Exhibit B, there were M&O and INS of $4,821,301. Going back to Exhibit A, our sales tax was budgeted at $6,033,500, and we show $5,129,454. Again, 2 months in arrears. Exhibit C is our sales tax budget versus actual, and this includes the month of July. July's collection was $576,204. 2025 budget is $5,485,000, and we have an actual of $5,705,658. Exhibit D, we have our actual 2025 versus actual 2024, and we have an increase of just over $215,000. And Exhibit E, we have our year-to-date expenditures for the general fund, which are $12,641,358. And our final slide is showing revenues over expenditures thus far, and our general fund is showing a negative $962,072, and again, that's because of sales tax mainly. Solid waste is a positive $252,833. Utility fund is $402,045. Airport fund is a negative $353,811, but we do assume that we're going to get our contribution from the county any day now, so that'll help out there. And then the golf course fund is $139,241. And that's where we sit in the 11th month thus far.
Okay. Council, any questions in reference to our financials?
I have none.
Mr. Molina?
And what's that contribution from the county? How much is that?
$150,000.
Wow. Cut in half, eh? Almost. Okay. That's all.
Mrs. Bowen?
Did we receive that 150
Not yet, but I know they are working through their process.
From
They have all the
last-
approvals.
from the last one, right?
Yeah.
Last-
Yes, which is this one right here for this fiscal year.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Mr. Garza?
Just to poke the bear a little bit, out of curiosity, how much is the county taking from our sales taxes this year?
Just over 2 million would be the half cent.
Appreciate you. Thank you. That's it.
And I appreciate you kind of answering some of those questions that we had, and
Yes.
some were reimbursable through some of the grants and some of the hot funds, I believe.
Correct.
On some of the things that were on here. I appreciate.
Thank you for reaching out. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Hey,
Mr.
Gabe.
Chef.
Appreciate it, buddy. You're all right.
Agenda item number 7, executive session. In accordance with Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, Subchapter D, the city council will now recess into executive session, closed meeting, to discuss the following. The city council may enter into closed or executive session to discuss the following pursuant to consultation with its attorney, Texas Government Code, and subsection 551.071. 7.1, consultation with its attorney regarding contemplated litigation. Okay. It is now 3:04 PM, and we will be entering executive session. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Return to open session. Agenda item number 8, return to open session and take any action necessary as a result of discussions in preceding agenda item number 7.1 pursuant to Texas Government Code, consultation with its attorney, Texas Government Code, and subsection 551.071, 7.1. Consultations with its attorney, Texas Government Code, and subsection 551.071. And 8.1, consultation with its attorney regarding contemplation litigation.
Your Honor, our mayor, we just asked to take no action on those items.
Okay,
Just a
okay, so no action taken on agenda item 8.1. Thank you. And then we'll move on to our next agenda item, which is adjournment.
Okay, I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay,
Second.
we have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Meeting is adjourned. It is 4:26 PM. Thank you so much, council.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.